Okay, in this video, we are going to look at the American Revolution and we're going to focus on the advantages and disadvantages of each side. So you can see here, the colonists, they had several strengths. First, one of the biggest strengths is they're fighting for their home, their freedom. They believe they have a strong commitment to their cause. They have a sense that they have been treated unjustly, and so what they are fighting for is a just cause, and there's a lot to that. They have much capable leadership. That certainly centers around General Washington, but there are other many capable leaders as well. And then another big strength that the colonist has is that they have an ally in France. It's not so much that France wants the United States to be; it's that France is an enemy of Great Britain. And so, if the colonies becoming the United States will hurt Great Britain, then France is in favor of that. Now, they also have weaknesses, as you can see, and those weaknesses are that there are some colonists that are loyalists. The lack of supplies, and they have an inexperienced army, and even this attitude that a militia is enough. That you don't there was a bit of an attitude by some that you don't need a standing army, you just need a militia is sufficient to defeat the British Army, which clearly Washington knew better and many others knew better, but there was that a little bit of that they had to overcome, that attitude that had to be overcome. So the British have some strengths. One, they have a large, powerful army. Some would argue that the most powerful army in the world. They have naval domination. They begin with the most powerful navy in the world. The colonies have virtually no navy. They build up a navy. They re-outfit some ships and things like that to have a navy, but it is relatively small and remains small throughout the duration of the war. And then finally, the British are well funded. They've got the money necessary to fight this war. But they have some weaknesses. They're fighting a war across an ocean. Communication is going to be slow. Resupplying from England is going to be a great challenge. They're going to have long supply lines, and they're fighting for a less compelling cause. They're not fighting for this great cause. They're fighting to make a group of people stay in a nation that they don't want to stay in, and and be a part of a nation they no longer want to be a part of, and that leaves you. And what goes along with that is that there are actually, just like there were people in the colonies that were loyal to the king still, there are people in Parliament that are supportive and understanding of the cause of the American Revolution, and so there is even some division within Parliament itself. Finally, one of the big advantages that we talked about was France. Why are they such an advantage? Well, they gave America over 100,000 muskets and other supplies. They eventually bring naval support. They bring soldiers. There's French soldiers that eventually come. One of those soldiers is the Marquis de Lafayette, who becomes almost as a son to General Washington. And while he is young, he is a good leader as well. So these are some of the big differences between the two sides and the advantages and disadvantages of each side.